warning when it pops, boo-boo.
Okay.
When it pops, because I went into that whole Tyler Perry thing. I'm so happy to be working. I'm Coca Brown. Not realizing I should have been getting paid under One Funny Mama Productions, not Coca Brown. And it took me three seasons of Uncle Sam raping me for me to realize I could be keeping all my money and then report my deductions and get money back at the end of the...
What's up? It's your boy, CEO Sonny, a.k.a. the kid that did, a.k.a. the man that can, baby. And I'm here with the flyest co-host around, Remy G, a.k.a. Mr. Make a Play. How we feeling, man? Season 3, big dog. Talk to us.
Man, you know how I'm feeling. I'm turned up. Season 3, ain't know the people been waiting. Man, let's go ahead and rock out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So here at FYI Fly, we like to skip the fluff and get right into the good stuff, baby. Because today, we got Miss Coca Brown in the building. And if y'all didn't know, Miss Coca Brown is one of the funniest comedians in the game. So, Coca, I know you got your start in the DC comedy clubs, which was packed with talent. Mm-hmm. So what specific characteristics that you feel that you had helped you stand out? You know, characteristics that my audience can implement into their game right now.
If I had to really narrow it down to one thing that kind of made me stand out, I came in the game with just all this energy. And, you know, I commanded the stage, but I think that came from my theater background. That, you know, in theater, you have to project, you have to speak clearly, you have to make everybody's eyes on you. So I took that training and started with it. And then once I began to learn the art of stand-up, because I was blessed to have an incredible mentor, Darcel, the Fat Doctor, Blejman, may he rest in peace. He took me under his wing very early in my career, and he taught me the game. He didn't just teach me how to tell a joke. He taught me the game of comedy and how it works. And he prepared me for a lot of things that I would encounter later on. So when I came in the game, it's like, you know, they had not seen a female comedian like me in the DC area that would go on stage and command the stage, you know, the way I did. So I think that's what kind of set me apart, you know, and had me winning DC Comedian of the Year only a year in the game. You know what I mean? It was like I took that theater training.
Rookie of the Year. You was going when was that, in the 90s? You was coming in like Allen Iverson, Rookie of the Year.
Going crazy, going way too crazy.
When I came to the game, y'all was probably fetuses when I came.
I really love what you said though, because commanding and controlling an environment, commanding and controlling a situation is key to being confident and actually executing to a situation. I actually just started working a new job, and when I was getting trained for it's a sales job. So when I was getting trained for it, you know, I was a little bit, you know, uncomfortable with the script at first. But he said, once you get more confident and comfortable with it, then you can start to command and control the conversations, just how you were commanding and controlling the stage. So that's huge.
Absolutely. I mean, stand-up comedy is probably 50% of how you command the stage presence. I know some incredible writers that are horrible stand-ups. Because introverts, they're writers, they're the people that consider the computer for 2 days straight and write some of the best scripts and jokes you've ever, you know, read. They don't have that stage presence. And then I know some people that have all this stage presence, and you're like, I am waiting for the joke.
So it's just about finding your lane, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're comfortable in. You know, if you're a writer, you know, you better try to write for the Coca Browns of the world. Try to write for all of them and get your work out there.
For sure.
So, boom. You made it out the comedy clubs, and then you got your first guest starring role in the show ER back in 2007, which eventually led to acting roles in Breaking Bad and Two Broke Girls. But it wasn't until 2011 that you received your first major role in Tyler Perry's For Better or Worse. So, just keeping your journey in mind, can you give us some tips on how rising stars and upcoming stars can manage their money properly?
Oh, child, shoot. First of all,
talk to me.
With everything you earn in your pocket, okay? I met so many comedians that were deemed as veteran comedians when I first came in the game that walked around with everything they earned in their pockets. Like they didn't have bank accounts, they didn't have checking accounts, they didn't have nothing.
No investments, nothing.
What?
I mean, they were living on the graces that money didn't fall out their pocket. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Still money was okay. So, and you know, luckily for me, you know, my parents, hardworking, you know, parents who believed in, saving money. Not big on investments because that, they just, they don't teach us that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're here for.
And my brother had to learn investments when older, but they were very big on saving. And the one thing that, even before I started investing in money and investing in things like that, I might have had I learned to have multiple accounts. The one thing I noticed with my parents, they had multiple accounts.
Okay.
They had high interest savings accounts. They had regular savings accounts. They had high interest checking. They never put all their money into one pot.
Yep.
When my daddy died, we were found that, it was accounts everywhere. We was just like, okay, this bank, this bank, this bank, this credit union. Oh, wow, this stock? Okay, whatever. And so that's something I took from him. I literally had to make a list because if I croak tomorrow, honey, my money all over the place. But one thing I always got is money. And I would tell anybody getting into business, first of all, make sure you got a checking account. Make sure you got a savings account. You know what I'm saying? If you bold enough to get a money market CD, all that good stuff, good. But in the meantime, at least have a check in your name, okay? Something.
Yeah.
Secondly, understand that when the day hits that you start making that real money. I made the mistake. Well, not a mistake. I didn't know. I wasn't aware. When I first got with Tyler Perry, I was still working under my real name, putting my name there. And I was wondering why Uncle Sam was tearing me a new one. I was like, I make this kind of money, but I only come home with this because I was
taxes
everything through me.
Gotcha.
It was when we got a raise one year, a significant raise, that one of my co-stars, when I was talking about, how Uncle Sam was killing me, he said, "You still getting paid under your name?" I can give you any advice right now. I'm a firm believer in stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And I wish somebody had told me that season 1 through 4, because my residual checks would have looked a lot better.
I'm so glad you ended it with that, because the biggest thing that I got from what you just said was preparing for success. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. So even though you may be in a small, entertainment industry right now, or you may be, not where you want to be, prepare to be where you want to be by doing what Miss Coca just said.
Get used to getting paid in your company name or your stage name. Get used to it now. Because like I said, ain't no warning when it pops, boo-boo.
Okay.
When it pops. Because I went into that whole Tyler Perry thing. I'm so happy to be working. I'm Coca Brown. Not realizing I should have been getting paid under One Funny Mama Productions. Not Coca Brown. And it took me 3 seasons of Uncle Sam raping me for me to realize I could be keeping all my money and then report my deductions and get money back at the end of what? So, like I said, if I can tell anybody right now, I don't care if you ain't never acted a day in your life and you just starting out, form you an LLC, baby. It costs $99 on Rocket Lawyer.
Come on now, talk to us. Talk to us.
Okay.
For real.
But I do love how you touched on, persistence and never knowing when it's going to pop and just keep going. So let's jump back to your story and following your timeline. Oh, y'all haven't heard? FYI FLI just released their new website. Check out the link in the show notes and help us test out our site. Please check our free features, educational resources, and our blog that we update daily. We look forward to hearing from y'all. Now let's dive in. Okay. So since, you're from the times in the DC comedy clubs and things like that, you've co-starred in movies with Nia Long, Zuli Hanayo, even playing in roles in Ted 2 and People vs. OJ. So for our young folks listening right now, tell us and touch on the importance of persistence and always pushing through.
Well, you got to understand, this is a business of, you're going to hear the word no so much. It's what you have to focus on is the yeses. I'm a firm believer that I prepare for my auditions. I go in ready. I go in with a loaded gun and I unleash that clip. But when I walk out, I leave all them bullets right there. Like I don't take that with me. You got to understand that this is a business that you've got to have a certain inner fortitude and belief and confidence in yourself because there's so much rejection. For every role that you see on my resume, I was rejected for probably 40 before I got that one.
And nobody ever sees that.
Nobody sees the rejection. Okay. For every stand-up gig that I've sold out, it's been those stand-up gigs where I'm outside like, anybody come inside, please.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to be prepared for that, and you have to put things in perspective. You know, you can't let it affect you, because if it's truly in you and you truly want this, understand it's going to be 100 no's till you get that yes. But sometimes that yes can turn to a no when you least expect it. I've had deals on the table, offers made to me, contract in hand, and at the 12th hour, we changed our mind. We're going to go in a different direction. Huh? But I was getting ready to sign, you know. I mean,
it'll be like that.
You know, and don't get me wrong. There have been moments that have broke me. There have been some roles that I thought that was mine in the pocket that was snatched from me at the last minute because they wanted to go with a bigger star or whatever. And
how you even bounce back from those type things?
I mean, you got to cry about it and get it out, but then you gotta realize that's just the nature of the beast, you know?
Right.
Just to give you even one example, when the TV show Star came out, that Lee Daniels did, I was offered the role that was played by Queen Latifah.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
I was super excited. I couldn't, you know, I knew this was going to blow me up, take me to the next level. Waiting for the contract. Literally got a call the next day and was like, yeah, we're going to go in a different direction, but we love Coco. We'll try to bring her in as a guest star. Never got that opportunity. And then when I saw who they brought in, I was hurt and I was mad, but then I was like, girl, that's Queen Latifah. Now, what the hell you doing? Like, and then when I saw
so that's the queen,
I said, oh, hell, she went in there and bought into that crap. Like,
that's her movie.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
she went big on big.
Right. Like, I was up for a role on Abbott Elementary. Cheryl Lee Ralph got the role. Honey, that's Cheryl Lee Ralph. I was like, okay, at least I wasn't beat out by Susie Woozy.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I have to look at the rainbow of, I was in the room, that was my competition, and they got it, but I was in the running. You got to look at the bigger picture. I know the first time I realized I had a seat truly at the table, and I wasn't trying to get to the table anymore. I was sitting in an audition one day, and Octavia Spencer, Taraji B. Henson, Gabrielle Union, Naturi Naughton,
that's packed stars.
Somebody else walked in too. And all of us were going for the same role.
All them?
At that moment, I said, oh, I'm at the table.
Yeah, out of the arrived. Hey, we here.
It was like for me, at that very moment, it was like, okay, the chances of me getting this are slim tonight. But the fact that I'm here.
The fact that you got a chance.
Yeah.
That perspective.
I would tell anybody getting this business, you know, don't look at the negative. Always try to look at it as the glass half full. Look at it. Try to find the positive in the negative. When I've gotten turned down for roles of certain things that I thought were perfect for me, and then I go back and watch the show, there'll be instances where I'll be like, oh, yeah, they better at that. I don't know if I could have pulled that off. Or, you know, I don't know if I want to do this show. Anyway. Yeah, they a little different. Like, ooh, that's a little graphic. My parents still living. Like, you know,
I feel.
You know, you find the glass half full of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's so much rejection in this business, but you got to keep yourself motivated because trust and believe, honey, in the end, unless you get a bunch of yes people around you, you're going to be your biggest cheerleader, honey. So you better recollect that nobody wants a bunch of yes people because we see what happens to those folks when everybody around you enabling your bullcrap.
Yep.
Ain't gonna last.
So real talk, you know, you gotta look at it glass half full. And always position yourself and carry yourself like you're already at the table. Never come off needy and begging, honey. You know, confidence is everything.
Yo, are you ready to hit your next level? Do you want to increase your drive, destiny, and dollars? Well, if so, check out my new book, From College to COVID, 24 Lessons Learned During the Lockdown, where I've compiled 5 of the biggest lessons I learned going from college to COVID to starting my financial literacy empire, FYI FLI, plus 19 lessons from your favorite entrepreneurs, entertainers, and athletes that have been featured on our show. There's literally something for everyone. So purchase your copy today at FYIFLI.com/from college to COVID. Let's go.
I remember I got a commercial one time, and this is real talk. I was in the studio auditioning for another commercial and was leaving that audition and saw this other audition going on. And I had on sweats, and everybody had on sweats, and I said, "What's this for?" And they said, "Oh, it's for a new AT&T commercial." And I said, "For real?" I said, "Why everybody wearing sweats?" They said, "Oh, because you're supposed to be working out." And I said, "Oh." And I did some gangster crap. I put my name on that list and sat there and waited to get auditioned. I wasn't supposed to get that audition.
Oh, you had to make that play.
On me.
You had to make that play.
Guess what? I got the damn commercial.
Hey, look, that's how you do it.
And mind you, nobody looked like me. It was all skinny white chicks. But I said, "The hell with it." Now, I wouldn't recommend that to everybody because you might get blacklisted saying this stuff will be renegade audition.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things that, I just was like, well, I'm dressed for it, and come to find out, they were tired of seeing the same type. And because I was so different, that's what gave me my leeway. That's what gave me a head start and got me the role. So
that's fine.
You gotta take chances.
But
the thing is, I went in that room like I had that audition. I didn't go in there saying, "I don't really supposed to be here, but maybe y'all can see." No, I went in there and said, "How y'all doing? I'm Coca Brown. I'm 5'5".
If you look like you're supposed to be there, you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, exactly. They figured my agent was on some renegade crap. So yeah, you gotta be your own cheerleader. You gotta be your own motivator. You got to keep that because, like I said, the last thing you want is to get to that point where that moment happens, and then you got a bunch of people around you not holding you accountable.
I love it. So, Ms. Brown, after watching one of your interviews, you said that your ex-husband was a great boyfriend, but a terrible husband. And I think that was in reference to the financial side of the relationship, which brings me to my next question. Do you think money should be handled the same way when dating as opposed to when you're married? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, let's just say me and my ex-husband situation was very different because his butt wouldn't work.
Okay.
And it wasn't about what he was bringing in. It was the fact that he had no gumption to get off his butt and go get something to bring in. So that's a whole nother animal. With me being such a hustler and a go-getter, and there's no such thing as I can't get it. What you mean I can't get it?
Yeah.
Is that a damn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I gotta show you. Now I gotta show you what I'm about.
Okay, let's watch this. And then being raised by the kind of man that my father was, that was just a hardworking provider and protector of his family. His family came first. Stevie Wonder could see. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I wasn't equipped to be a lazy, shiftless Negro.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't even in my DNA. That made my skin itch. So, in relationships, wow. Let's get technical. Let's go traditional and then let's go very modern. Traditionally, a man is supposed to lead in the beginning. When you're dating, when you're courting, that word still exists, whether y'all want to believe it or not. Of us who still want to be courted.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Most men don't know what the hell that term means anymore.
Gotta court the queens now.
Of course. If now, see, I really can't. Okay. So, if I take away who I am and what I have or whatever, I take that I'm just a simple woman. And a guy approaches me, he wants to take me out. At our very first date, he says, "Let's go Dutch," but you ask me out. Oh, you friend zone, homie. Out the gate, you friend zone. You set the precedence out the gate that we homies. Because if I'm supposed to be treated like a girl and a lady and you ask me out, then yes, come pick me up. Yes, hold my door open. Yes, pull out my chair. Yes, you're going to pay for this meal. I might offer the tip because that's how I was raised, but I was expecting you to take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And take me home and be a damn gentleman. Don't try to get some tail off of Applebee's, okay?
Tail off Applebee's.
You out here getting up for 2 for 20, that's a whole nother conversation.
2 for 25.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Y'all have to change the relationship platform. That's a whole other conversation. Now, key is to meet somebody you're evenly yoked with. However,
Facts.
many people have realized, especially certain chicks of a certain type, have realized that she ain't got to do nothing but keep that waist tight and that booty fat. And a man will pay for everything.
That's facts. A lot of tricks, a lot of simps out here.
Everything.
All that.
And I'm grown. I'm like grown. I'm your mama age, honey. I done seen it.
Talk to us. Drop that game on us.
You know,
Put them on. Put them on.
Money should be discussed, but my thing is this: we are in an age now where women. There are a lot of women now, and I'm gonna use the term women loosely because no real woman wants to be in a position where she has no control of her own finances. But you meet you a woman. A woman. The key is a woman, not a girl looking to be kept. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to do all this by myself. I don't want to pay my bills and make no, absolutely not. I want a partner. I don't want to be kept. I want a man that we looking at our account going, we did that.
Fact.
Now, you did that, and I got to ask you for allowance. You must be out your daggone mind. And I don't want no man coming to me talking about, you give me some money to get my hair cut. First of all, I have one child.
Yeah.
You know.
Ain't your mama.
You meet you a woman that matches you. Got her own crib, her own car, her own job. She's doing her thing. And she's not calling home to mommy and daddy every 5 minutes or looking for some dude to take care of her financially as per se. You know, then yes, it should be 50-50, but not in the beginning. In the beginning, you're trying to impress. Let's go back to you trying to still impress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
But when it gets to a point that y'all are in a relationship, y'all are there. I think it should be 50-50. You know, when I last serious relationship I was in the beginning, you know, it was like him courting me, whatever. But then it got to a point that we were comfortable, and I would call him and say, "Babe, let's go to the Bahamas this week, my treat."
And what happened?
And we went. But you know, and handle a woman flying him out.
No, hey, look, no problem. Hey, it sounds like, hey, it's vacation.
He tried to keep him. This man had his own money and it flew me out. You know what I'm saying? So it was me reciprocating.
Yeah.
I think one thing is, though, don't introduce somebody to a vibe that you can't maintain. You know what I'm saying?
If you can't maintain Ruth Chris or STK or Oceanair or Fogo, you might want to start with Applebee's and work your way up.
Yeah, you got to make sure that she's worth it, because that's really, since we talk about money, you know, we talk about money. That's a return on investment. So
it's a return on investment.
Spending Ruth Chris money and SPK and all that extra stuff, you know, and she leave you on the fourth date, you know, that's an L.
That means, and a lot of times too, you set yourself up to be left. A lot of times I tell, like, this is something I'm going to tell my son, but I also tell my godson, who's 20. Yeah. Me and him, he's always calling auntie, godmommy for some advice. And I tell him the same thing. I'm like, look, baby, I know you're doing well for yourself, and, you know, you playing ball, whatever, you know, la. I said, understand, the precedence you set on that very first date will be the precedence you have to continue.
Facts.
And if you coming out the gate with 4 dozen roses and STK, and you pulling up in that G-Wagon, you can't go pick her up in that Honda Civic you keeping for nostalgia reasons, because
can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Because she gonna be like, what is this? What?
Take her to Red Lobster after you done got her garlic noodles, honey.
Come on, love.
From crustaceans. You can't do that. So understand, it's just as levels to getting the booty, it should be levels to you.
Yeah.
I like that.
They know you play ball.
Yeah.
Okay. I said they don't understand that you ain't making millions yet, but you ain't hurting.
Yeah.
But you can't go in there acting like you were the first round draft pick and think she ain't gonna continue to want that.
Exactly, 100%.
You know, so I agree with you totally. It's like, and money should be discussed. I mean, I'm not saying that you got some chick ask you to pay her rent on the first date, then no, you might want to walk away, homeboy.
Yeah, you already know what's up there.
But if you say, well, how are you financially? I mean, how do you, what's your way of saving money? Like, do you save? Like, I mean, those are questions that should be asked. Now, maybe in your early 20s, early 30s, early 20s, late 20s, you might be like, oh, but you're dating somebody in their 30s, honey, and they can't tell you if they got a CD mutual fund or IRA or something. You might want to second guess that.
But we getting that back to the 20s and even younger nowadays, because I could think about a specific time with me when I had my ex in high school. I started off, of course, like you said, raised by my mom. So I'm paying for every meal, paying for all this. But after I look back at a 3-year relationship, I was 18 to 21. You know how much money I spent on a woman that I'm no longer with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I would have,
it's an investment. It is.
So if I would have done
reciprocated.
No, because I set that precedent in the beginning as the gentleman that pays for every single thing. Because that's how I was raised by my mom.
Facts.
So if I would now looking back at that situation, I would have just done, as you said, discussed that in the beginning. And then once we're, year 1 or year 2 in a relationship.
I ain't saying on the first date with a woman. Like I said, that'll get you friend zoned.
For sure.
You need to ball out just
Yeah.
Freshener in it,
Pop your stuff a little bit.
Take it somewhere nice. Don't be somewhere where you might have a hood element. Don't take it to no Red Lobster. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to do Ruth Chris, but you might be able to do something right below that.
Yeah.
I'm saying you might not be able to do Ocean Air, but you might be able to do that locally owned seafood restaurant that's quaint and cute and romantic. You know what I'm saying?
Little Lotus.
Because sometimes you can impress a woman by taking her somewhere off the beaten path that folks don't know about.
Fact. Somewhere she never been before.
I'm just saying. And
they're taking somewhere she never been before. Yeah.
They got to always be a name brand. But that's a question you can ask and say, look, of course, as a man, take care of this. We'll say we dating 6 months from now. I mean, would you ever treat me like, do you believe in Dutch or,
Yeah.
Them damn questions. Because you gotta let you know if you're dealing with a selfish heifer.
That's facts.
I wish I would have asked a couple questions.
Huh?
I said I wish I would have asked me a couple questions like that. I wish I would have asked me a couple questions like that.
I'm just saying, it's like you funny.
That's why we're here, man. That's why we're here, giving this game back.
Ask these questions. When I hear men get hooked up and get hooked up with selfish women, I'm like, would you ask some questions to peep if that was a selfish spirited woman? I mean, there's certain things you're gonna know. If she's like, hell no, I ain't never paying for no dude, I ain't doing
Yeah.
You kind of know what you're walking into. Same goes for a woman. If you meet a dude and the first date he balling out and the second date he talk about, you might have split this. Oh, you realize he was fronting. He ain't got half the crap he was claiming to have. So therefore, that's somebody that will lie to you.
Somebody over there capping.
Big capper.
Thank you.
See, that's what I would have did going back to my relationship. So like maybe 6 months, a year in, I would have had those conversations. Hey, you trying to go half? Like I'll pay for the dinner.
6 months, that'd have been 90 days.
First 90 days, huh?
90 days. Like I said, my ex-husband got me good, honey. He had a job until the day after we got married.
Oh, come on.
So, Ms. Brown, I got one final question for you. So, I'm going to read you 2 quotes, and I need you to tell us which one is more accurate. You ready?
Yes.
So, more money, more problems, or money can't buy happiness?
Jesus God.
Talk to me.
That's our famous last question. We got to know. We got to hear your response.
Money, more problems, or money can't buy happiness.
Got to end it on a bang. Talk to me.
Which one is more accurate?
More money, more problems.
Facts.
Why is that? Why you think that?
Money can buy degrees of happiness.
Degrees. You see that?
Yeah.
You see that? That's a key word.
And being able to go buy a Chanel bag has fixed my mood. But you know, being able to, you know, call my girl and say, let's go to Essence, I'm paying.
Yeah.
And, you know, that brings me happiness. You know, my girls
sure.
9 to 5s. They can't afford no $500-$600, but, you know, I got a good lick with this one little movie, girl. Let me treat my girls.
Yeah, let's turn up.
You know, that brings me happiness to do that for them. Their moms and wives or whatever. They need a break and they ain't got it like that. Girl, I got you. Let's go.
Yeah.
But when I say more money, more problems, is more resonates more with me. The universe seems to know when you get a lick. Because I'll get a nice lick and think I'm going to put it aside and set on it. And then something will come up and say, oh, this needs to be paid or this needs to be handled.
Yeah.
So, and then when you have money too, people assume you got it. Like they never think for a minute, you might be going through a rough patch. This might be a dry spell. Or you might be trying to invest in yourself. They just assume you always got it. And then more money, more problems, baby. You better make sure you take care of Uncle Sam because the last person you want to mess with is the I, the R, or the S.
Because he going to get his.
Taxes.
I promise he going to get his.
I tell you, look, real talk, every year, it's 20 of these in my office full of receipts.
Oh, yeah, them tax return receipts. Hey.
Every year, my poor sister got to sit there and itemize every last one of them.
Okay, that's that account that you were telling us about?
To get that information to my accountant. You know, you've got to keep a real good tab on what you spend, how you spend it, how you can spend it when it's sometimes something needs to be, you know, put in a different category. I mean, you got to know tax laws. You got to know it's a lot. So money can buy certain degrees of happiness, but with more money does come more problems, but the problems can be managed if you're smart.
More money, more problems, more solutions, baby. That's how we gonna end it off like that. More money, more problems, more solutions. Thank you so much for joining us on the FYI FLI Podcast. We really appreciate you joining us. Please let everyone know where they can reach you. Any final words?
Honey, just keep your circle small, protect your money at all costs, and remember, no matter how it looks, honey, you come first.
Facts.
Love it, love it, love it.
Okay.